Okay, Grandmasters, here's part 2 of the assignment. For the 12 and 2 o'clock kids, I want you to come to home, go to library, and click on workout again. And go down to where you see queen versus bishop. And this is a really cool exercise. It's going to teach you not only the power of the queen, but how the queen is used to kind of take advantage of a piece of less value. You know, for example, if you're playing against a bishop, you try to play on the opposite color or turn your queen into a rook, you know? Use the file, because don't forget, she can move like a rook and a bishop, right? So if she can move like a bishop, try to give black problems on the dark squares. Or open a file and use your queen like a rook, because the bishop can't fight you on the file. So how to win this position, there's so many ways, and I'm just going to kind of wing it here and talk out loud as I win the game. If I don't win the game, I'm in big trouble. Rusa will get so mad at me, it's not funny, and so will everyone else. Why did I bring my queen here? I'm attacking something that's not protected. Now what I'm going to do, after I get the pawn to move, now I want to attack it with another pawn. Okay, so I'm going to start here. Wait for the machine to move. Then I'm going to play here. And you'll notice I'm leaving my queen here and I'm leaving this pawn protected. My reason is, as soon as he moves this pawn, if he does, then I get to take this one for free. I'm building a big center of pawns. I would never do this at the beginning of the game, leaving my king in the middle, not developing my pieces, but this is not the beginning of the game. This is a training exercise. Okay, the bishop is attacking one of my pawns. I could give it to him and then try to trap him in there after that. That's probably a good idea, but you know what? I'm going to ignore it. And I'm just going to put my pawn here and let black do what he wants. I'm just going to wait until he creates a weakness or a place for me to come in. Okay, I could drive the bishop away with this move, but not yet. I have a plan, and I'll show you what my plan is in a moment here. Again, what am I doing? I put my pieces on decent squares. Notice that my king is guarding all 3 of my pawns here. There's a reason for that as well. Okay, now I'm going to push this pawn. And my idea is very simple. I'm going to push this pawn here, and when he takes, I'm going to take back with this pawn, with my f pawn. He doesn't take. Okay, so he's giving me a pawn. The computer is probably going to try to come in here and grab this guy, which is not going to work. So he's going to let me take this pawn. Now I had to be careful. You see how my queen and king are on the same diagonal? If this bishop could land here, like here magically, look at that, I lose my queen. How embarrassing, but that can't happen here. So I grab the pawn, and now this is a very simple game to win. This h-pawn is going to run up the board in queen, and the only way he's going to stop it is he's going to have to give up this bishop to do it. Okay, so where could this bishop go in order to stop this move? It looks like he might come here or here, right? So I have an idea. I'm going to move my queen to g7, and that keeps his bishop completely out of the game. Now, I don't really see how he stops me from making another queen, so I'll defend my pawn with another pawn. Okay. And just wait. And that should be it, guys. Yeah, he should have did that a move ago, but he missed. I play pawn here, and again, I'm kind of moving quickly because it's not that difficult to do. He could take either one of the pawns. I don't really care, because we just take back, and then these pawns are stuck forever, because there'll be like 2 stones on these dark squares, right? If he takes this pawn, we just take back, and he'll never be able to advance these. So he can't stop our plan. We can stop his. We just make another queen. Okay, hopefully this is all pretty simple for you now. But again, it's a good idea to practice. Okay, so here, I like moves like this now. We could take, that would open up his bishop, right? I like moves like this in these positions. Keep his own pawn on the board. I like the fact that black has a pawn in this square because it shuts the bishop out. He gets a check, not a problem, but where to put the king, it really doesn't matter. This seems okay. And now again, we're just going to make that queen and win the game. But you notice how we take away all of black's play. You know what to do here, right? Take with a black pawn, and there's no way, not a black pawn, take on a black square, I meant. There is no way for the bishop or the pawns to get through. We just make a queen. And even I can win this one, right? Okay. So how many times should you do this? You can do it as many times as you want, because I guarantee you every time you do it, you can try a different setup. Notice I could have taken that pawn. I didn't. But now, wait a minute. What does this king want to do? He wants to come here and bother our pawns? I'm not going to let him. Now I'll take the pawn. I don't want to give him anything, even though we're still completely winning. I don't want to give him this pawn. So I come here. You see? He can't stop our queen, but we can stop his play. Like if he wins these two pawns and comes in to make a queen, of course we're still winning. That would be a pain though. Now we take the pawn with the queen, defending our pawns. And again, there's no way for him to stop our queen. There's no chance of stalemate because he has a bishop that can move. And now it's just a question of how quickly we can mate this guy. And I'm sure I'm missing the fastest ways to do it. Boy, oh boy, oh boy. Okay, I'm going to give a check on this square. And then I'm going to be a little rude. And I'm going to put my king here. He has to block with his bishop. And then there's a very simple checkmate here. I hope you guys can see it. Can you find a mate? Well, this is the first one I saw. I don't know if there's anything faster. And then checkmate in one move. Okay? All right, Grandmasters. You can do this as many times as you want, and you can also go around to the other workouts. For this week, though, this is the one that I really want you to do. Okay? So when you come to class, I might set this up on the board and have you play it out against me. If you can't beat me, I'll make you go run laps or something. All right, Grandmasters.